Sometimes you gotta fly back to actually fly forward. I don't mean flying back to others or chase ghosts. You can go back to see where you came from, where you've been, how you got here, see where you're going. I know there are those that say you can't go back. Well, yes, you can. You just have to look in the right place. My heart has a special place for this beautifully crafted marble. Her sister variant, the Krait Mark II, has the brawn, but the Phantom has the elegance and grace. She was designed by Falcon de Lacy, and honestly I'm extremely surprised that they were capable of refining their production standards to build such a wonder. Now, she may be designated as a multi-role ship, but when it comes to fulfilling that role, her sister variant covers it better. The Phantom seems to be lacking in the multi-role aspect and is more suited to be a long-range explorer. But to me that doesn't matter. With the Phantom costing a comfortable 37.5 million credits, it sits between the Krait Mark II and the Chieftain. All the wires within the cockpit are expertly put away, and the view is wonderful with a comfortable color scheme that I absolutely adore. Something about red just gets to me. Even the external paint scheme of the Phantom just adds so much more character and depth to an already stunning ship. With the paint scheme aside, there have been other aesthetical changes to the ship, and it's not just adding lights or a spoiler. With the rear of the ship being sleek and slender, it just has such a wonderful character change compared to her sister ship. One of the biggest changes though is that instead of having the ability to have 2 additional co-pilot seats, the Phantom is only capable of only having 1, and the seat sits rear and right of the pilot seat with not much of a view as the Mark II provides. The most noticeable change is the wonderfully designed engines. Instead of the harsh looking block design of the Mark II, the Phantom engines are pleasantly aligned with 2 side thrusters that just add so much character to an already pleasing to look at vessel. And the boost. I mean, just listen to this. When it comes to performance, the Phantom handles like a dream. Her power distributor allows her to permanently boost around an interceptor, and with it being designed to be lighter than the Mark II, its orbit profile is much smoother. You may only be able to fit 2 large weapons and 2 medium weapons, but it's still capable of bringing the firepower you need to fight the Thargoids. With only 4 hardpoints, you'll only be able to fit either 3 Gauss cannons with a flak launcher, but if the Phantom is engineered with the right modifications, you can fit it with 4 Gauss cannons without the flak launcher. Fitting 4 Gauss cannons will allow you to bring the maximum amount of damage possible to take on the interceptors, and once you become skilled in fighting the Thargoids and understand how the swarm mechanics operate, the need for a flak launchers disappear, and the Phantom will make you push your skills to its limits. And I absolutely adore that. Not only do I have to put everything I know to the test, I have to adjust to a fighting style that I don't really practice all too often. But the Phantom still takes care of me as if she's a tender lover that wants me to succeed while I even doubt my ability to do what's asked. With a Class 7 power plant, if you engineer it for low efficiency, you can maneuver while maintaining a 20% heat threshold. And that's amazing! The internals are very well suited for a repair limpet armor build, which tends to be the preferred method of fighting interceptors. And what can I say? It's extremely satisfying to be able to avoid the damage, not only from the interceptors, but from the swarm if I pull the proper maneuvers. The only downside during a fight with an interceptor though is that the yaw rate is painfully slow, so if you go in on your attack run, it is best to ensure you are properly lined up so you don't have to make aggressive yaw adjustments. Boosting with the Phantom may be necessary sometimes if you need to stay out of the bore side of the interceptor. When you face off against a Cyclops or a Medusa, you really don't need to boost as often as you would with the Basilisk. The boost cycle of the Phantom is one of its strong suits. Not only is it capable of perma-boosting, but it has one of the fastest boost cycles of any ship out there. It requires a lot of finesse, and makes you have to feel the ship when it's boosting, making you adjust your lateral and forward thrust aggressively to maintain a good orbit. This can be difficult for new commanders, but for those experienced in flight assist off and boosting, the Phantom just has a way of making it feel extremely gratifying. When it comes to fighting Thargoids, I wouldn't fight scouts in her, to be honest. As much as she is a great joy to fly, there are other ships that are more capable handling scouts better than the Phantom. Where she shines though is how she can gracefully dance around an interceptor and still prove that she can be aggressive enough to handle anything thrown its way. Now, one of the best commanders I could think of to show us how to aggressively handle the graceful Phantom is the legendary Commander Maligno. And well, actions speak louder than words.
This is an aggressive ship. You probably won't like it. It's quite doubtful that you have the taste or sophistication to be able to appreciate the ship of this quality and depth. We would suggest that you stick to a safer and more familiar territory. Maybe something with a multi-billion credit ad campaign aimed at convincing you it's made in a little shipyard. Or one that implies that their tasteless, gigantic ship will give you more sex appeal. Perhaps you'd think multi-billion credit ad campaigns make a ship fly better. Perhaps you're mouthing your words as you hear this.